This one, I cannot highlight this more, from being confident to being paranoid. In cybersecurity, only the paranoid survives, no? So that's the mindset. We are always operating on assume breach mode. Even we are not yet breached yet, we are operating on the mindset that we are breached. So that we will be more vigilant, we will be more paranoid, we will be more proactive. Now, on the other side of the coin, improving the framework. So from being preventive and detective right now, we move the needle to being predictive and responsive. It means that even before a cyber threat or a cyber attack set foothold to your infrastructure, you already predicted it. And you have already a response mechanism waiting for it. So as a matter of fact, in PLDT, just best practices sharing, no? We have this what we call Cyber D-Day, where we are actually simulating a live cyber attack happening to our infrastructure. We attack our own network to test if our control set in place are okay, number one. Number two, how would our people respond if there would be an actual breach? Because as you all know, PLDT is a critical infrastructure. If and when a successful breach happened to us, it will only not affect our company alone, but the whole nation, because we are a telecommunication company and we cannot afford that, right? Next is from people process technology to people process technology plus cyber intelligence. I remember when I used to work in vendor, like Cisco, Trustwave, NEC, Fujitsu. When you talk about cybersecurity, I only preach PPT, people process technology. But when I handle the operation, the key to any successful cybersecurity preparedness is cyber threat intelligence. Next is from security outside in to inside out, because your threats, remember guys, are not only coming from the outside. They are also insider threats that you do not know, right? So be wary as well of that, okay? Next is the approach. This is the approach that we are doing. So more than this one, the main brain of this is intelligence, no? What I want to share to you are the intangibles. These intangibles save us a lot of time on a successful breach. I'm not saying that PLDT is not receiving any breaches. As a matter of fact, we eat it for breakfast, we eat it for lunch, we eat it for dinner, even midnight snack. A lot of cyber attack is coming to our infrastructure. But you know what save us? It's a combination of these three: expertise, our frameworks, and our technology and tool. But what's more important are these intangible. Number one, constant information gathering. When Jerry introduced me a while ago, he mentioned that I headed a threat intelligence operation group. The only assignment of this group is to monitor the dark web, right? So there is what we call a surface web, the one that you are browsing right now. And there's what we call a dark web under the internet, wherein all the cyber criminals are operating. So we are monitoring that deep dark web for any intelligent information if PLDT are being talked in the dark web, or are we being targeted. If we get an intelligence that we are a target, we will raise a red alert to the whole organization. We will monitor proactively our controls, heighten alert on our security controls and processes. Next is practicality and common sense. So all of incident in PLDT right now are considered cyber incident unless otherwise proven not. No, imagine if there is a downtime, operational disruption, the first who will respond to that is the cybersecurity operation group. Now, if the cybersecurity operation group that says that, this is not a cyber attack, we are clearing this could be a fiber break, submarine cut, we pass it to the network or IT team. But again, any incident, consider it first as a cyber attack so that, everyone in the organization is vigilant about it. Next, the mindset of paranoia and vigilance. I cannot highlight this more. In the cybersecurity practice, this is the number one mindset. You need to be always paranoid. You always need to ask questions. Why is this happening? What causes this abnormal behavior? So you need to think like the adversary. For example, if I will be the hacker, Alex the hacker, how would I attack PLDT group? Maybe I will try their website because that is the facing web, right? So think like them. Think like a criminal to be able to be effectively protecting your organization more. Next is knowledge of the environment. So if I ask you guys, do you know how many assets do you have in your environment? Because all of those assets are possible attack entry points to your organization. And again, I will go back to the concept of visibility. Visibility is very important in cybersecurity. So we have this security operations center wherein we enroll all PLDT assets, so that when a cyber attack happens to those assets, we have visibility. And finally, knowledge of the adversary. So you should be aware also of the attack technique, tactics, and procedures that the hackers are using. Some stats of our SOC, no? So these are the stats from 2019 to 2021. 5.7 billion malicious website being blocked. So if you are a PLDT Smart subscriber, we already put a security control that you will not get phished. on your mobile network and your FTTH network at your home. Even if you click those phishing sites, you will not get affected because PLDT Smart is protecting you on that one. Luckily for us, we are a big company, so we heavily invested on Security Operations Center. Actually, this is the heart and soul of our cybersecurity, no? So this is the benefit that you could get from our SOC, right? So we are subscribed to commercial threat intelligence feed worldwide. We have threat intel feed coming from Europe, coming from US, coming from Asia Pac. And we also scout own intelligence in the dark web, right? And we have open source threat intel coming from our third-party vendors as well. Now, we consolidated all of that on what we call the threat intelligence database. So what's the significance of this, right? So this is more on the predictive capability. To date, we have more than 200 million IOCs or indicator of compromise in this database, not limited to blacklisted IP, blacklisted FQDN, or the fully qualified domain name, hashes URL, etc. So what's the importance of that one, no? So meaning, if this database, right, is contains all those IOC, even before a cyber threat actor uses that one, we know it already, right? And we automatically block it in our security controls. Our customers who are subscribed to PLDT SOC and EAS or Endpoint Advanced Security could benefit as well from this threat intelligence, right? So meaning we are protecting you proactively in terms of zero-day attacks, zero-day malware, because we have that all on our threat intelligence database. So what is the value now of PLDT Enterprise? So as you observe, we have a holistic approach to cybersecurity, and we are protecting our data subject. We abide by the data privacy law. So data subject is the #1 priority in terms of security. So we are homegrown expertise. We are local, right? With global partnership. But what's important here is that your data is not going elsewhere in the world, right? Because PLDT is local, all your data remains in the Philippine cyberspace. Again, we have our own threat intelligence. So again, you don't need to invest really heavily on your cybersecurity journey, but rather use us as a managed security service provider to be able to help you, no? So this is what portfolio we feel is applicable to retail, no? So we have what we call the Endpoint Advanced Security with Managed Response. You don't need to invest really as a retail on an Endpoint Advanced Security solution. We have that in PLDT, and it is integrated to our SOC. So the importance of that for retails like you, right? Again, the endpoints are the #1 targeted, no? So your laptops, your desktop, your host servers, maybe. So if you enroll that to our Endpoint Advanced Security, you have the protection already and immediate notification and response in mitigating the threat in terms of endpoint. So you don't need to buy a new technology with this. So we could augment you in terms of visibility on your endpoints. And again, as I highlighted, this is integrated to our SOC, meaning you will also benefit on the threat intelligence that we have pertaining to the latest attack vector or attack technique, tactics, and procedure. Next is the static and dynamic DAPT. So this one will be really helpful to your organization if you want a baseline the posture you are currently in. So most often than not, this is where organizations start. They will try to have vulnerability assessment and penetration testing of their environment. Web application firewall. Most of the common attacks are on your website. So somebody will be posting as, for example, a retail website that is not you. So you need to protect it. You don't need to buy an on-prem web application firewall for this purpose. You just need to enroll your website to PLDT. And finally, yung Security Operations Center, you could enroll your most critical assets in your organization. So you don't need to reinvent the wheel on your segment in retail. We have this capability. We have this expertise. So all you need to do is to subscribe. And as I mentioned, all of the benefits I mentioned a while ago in terms of threat intelligence, in terms of visibility, in terms of response, you will get all of those included in our service. And finally, we're doing also consulting services. If you need to have a guide in your cybersecurity journey, so we are offering also security consulting, no? Meaning we evaluate your people, process, technology, and intelligence, and we help you strategize, no, on your cybersecurity journey. So I want to end by this slide, no, coming from our chairman, Manny Pangilinan. He said, it's either we pivot or we perish. This is very applicable, not only in cybersecurity, but also on emerging technology. So if we don't adapt fast to this ever-changing landscape of ICT and cybersecurity, then we will perish eventually. So for those who are early adapters, better for you guys, but definitely you will get bumps on the road, you will get challenges. And what we're trying to say here is PLDT as a partner, PLDT Enterprise could assist you. We have the expertise on the field on this one, and we want to partner with you in your cybersecurity and ICT journey.